We'll know when you know.
Combat phase.
I think we said, but it's Marvel versus DC. Speaking of the comic book shops, topical.
Yeah, spoiler alert, we are nerds. This podcast will probably be
It sounds like a derogative term. I'm just intelligent. No, we are.
Yeah, this podcast will probably be a lot of nerdier stuff. Okay, yeah, so did you have any notes for this?
I don't need notes for this. Let's be realistic. It's DC versus Marvel.
That's fair. That's fair. I suppose we should say who we're on.
You go first.
I want to specify that I am a DC fan, as is James.
Mm-hmm.
However, we didn't want to be DC people trashing on Marvel, so I'm playing devil's advocate here and supporting Marvel. So during the debate, I am Team Marvel, and during my research.
So are you suggesting, like, outside of this, like hit pause on the debate, are you DC over Marvel?
Yes, if you were to ask me DC or Marvel, if you would have asked me in a poll, I would have said
awesome.
DC.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna hit play on the
comment.
Yeah, he is Marvel. I'm DC. You look like you got some stuff wrote down. Let's hear what you have to say.
Well, I just have it set for curiosity's sake. Some categories.
Okay.
And I want to hear what you like better, and I'll say what I like better.
Sure. Yeah. Let's shoot the rapid fire. Let's go.
Comics. Who does comics better?
I'd say DC.
Yeah, so did I. It is apparent that DC does do comics better.
DC does good comics.
Yeah, that's like that's their thing.
Yeah, like there's very few comic series that aren't good in DC.
So yes, we agree on that. So
as we should.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Live shows. Who does live shows better? You got the strong hitters on your side. Batwoman.
Gotham was really good.
Supergirl. That's a not cringy show.
Doom Squad.
The Flash. Those are all bangers.
Smallville. That was a good one back in the day.
The Punisher. Great show. We are currently watching The Punisher. That's a Marvel one. Great one.
Oh, The Flash, Green Arrow. Those are
cringe.
Huge
Those are cringe.
No.
Cringe.
Big sellers. I wouldn't know who Stephen Amell is if it wasn't for that.
That's the Arrowverse, right?
Yeah, the Arrowverse.
Yeah, no, that's not...
I will say, not to neglect on mine, but that is the confusing part about DC, whereas there are a lot of different...
Verses?
Yeah. Whereas Marvels are typically...
It's either this one or MCU type stuff. Yeah, that's fair.
Aside from the beginning, like obviously the original Spider-Man movies and that kind of stuff wasn't.
Yeah, that's the Raimi. I think that's called the Raimi-verse or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're opening them up now.
Potentially. That's what we're hearing.
So anyway, what do you think does better live shows, though? Or who do you think does better live shows? And be honest with yourself.
So far I've only seen Punisher and Daredevil. I didn't hate.
You know?
But I didn't love Daredevil. I do like Punisher a lot.
That's fair.
On DC, I do like Gotham. I do think Arrow and Flash are done pretty well.
You watched those yet, though?
I haven't watched all of them, but I do know all the stuff that happened basically, and they're good at keeping much like Punisher and Daredevil, keeping a universe together.
Yeah.
Although unfortunately, Punisher and Daredevil got tossed to the side when Disney bought Marvel.
Plus, which is another thing.
Yeah.
We don't agree with.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not for Disney Plus.
Oh, I'm not for Disney Plus, but I get it.
I get the business move.
Yeah, I understand.
But I despise Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
It's ruined a lot of things for me. Anyway, but you never gave me an answer.
I'm gonna go DC because Gotham is one of my favorite shows I've watched in for some time.
Marvel does better live shows.
That's fair.
I've never watched Gotham.
That's
animated shows.
DC.
Yeah, DC.
Not even gonna blink on that one.
No.
Okay. Teen Titans, Batman, the Batman anime series, Batman Begins. Although Marvel does have a very good X-Men animated series.
And our new What If.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it because Disney Plus sucks ass. But I
I'm
hear
not
good
because,
things.
Disney's a pretty big company, and if they want to give me a shout out as a sponsor.
If you guys want to sponsor us, I take back everything I said. Better games.
I mean, let's list off some games here. So we got the Arkham series for DC.
Sure.
For Marvel, we got the Spider-Man.
Yeah. And the Miles Morales expansion.
Yeah, I would like the Arkham series.
Sure.
We have the what's that called? Ultimate Alliance, which is like the Avengers games, but
really,
better because the Avengers game
horrible.
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo.
Like honestly, that takes points away from everything good we just said about Marvel games.
That's fair. What's the one where it used to be a fighting game, open combat like Tekken? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Do you mean like Marvel vs. Capcom?
No. It was like you could be Spider-Man versus Wolverine, and it was like a room. You could pick up like a knight and throw.
Oh yeah. I don't have it. Q does. I don't remember what it was called.
That was a good one.
I know what you're saying.
One of my favorite fighting games.
Yeah, it's a really good game actually. Yeah.
Yeah. The new upcoming Wolverine one looks nice.
Looks good.
And I mean, it's made by the people who made the Spider-Man one, so it's not going to be a complete dog.
Hopefully it'll be good.
Poo-poo. For games, though, like, we've named off some... Oh, Injustice.
I do really like the Injustice storyline, and I do think that the movie's going to do it in Injustice.
You're not excited for the movie?
I've heard the reviews from the movie, and it doesn't hold true to the games.
Oh, really?
Like, it holds true, but it's not as true as it could. It's like if Netflix bought it, basically.
Oh, okay.
I would say...
Or if it was purchased by Disney Plus. Because, you know, they just take...
I'm still going to have to say DC. Like, I really like Marvel Ultimate Alliance and the other game you said, but the Arkham Knights are something.
I feel like someone's being biased because they're on Team DC.
No,
at least I picked Marvel once.
The Arkham Knights are just... Arkham Knight, Arkham City, Arkham Origins.
Never played them.
All still my favorite.
Never played them.
Why not? They're amazing games.
Don't know the time.
Yes, you do.
No, I'm too busy with this.
You're too busy buying that.
I'm too busy buying
and leaving it on my kitchen table and not sorting it.
You are.
What's the next category?
What? You didn't let me finish games.
Oh, sorry.
I pick Marvel.
Well, there you go.
Next category. CU movies, so like cinematic universe movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Marvel.
Yeah.
When it comes to DC cinematic universe movies,
the only DC cinematic universe that worked was the Dark Knight trilogy.
That's coming up. Don't worry.
Pardon?
That's coming up. Don't worry.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, then go ahead. Let's.
Well, so yeah, Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just the biggest, I think, cinematic universe in movies. Maybe other than Godzilla, I guess.
Yeah. A lot of people give it the flagship title of it started the craze. It did not start the cinematic universe. Those were going on long before Marvel did it. But I will give Marvel credit for making it popular.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of the older generations back in the day were like, wait, this movie's connected to that one? Whereas now they're like...
Yeah, I mean, like, the only other examples I can really think of is Godzilla, like, you know, the...
I mean, you had the Alien movies and the Predator movies.
I guess, yeah, okay.
They became, like...
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Jason and the Freddy movies became a universe. Like, universes have been before.
Yeah.
Non-cinematic universe movies.
Alright, so explain that one. Like, explain what you mean by that.
So, like, I know that there's a trilogy of the Dark Knight trilogy.
Right.
However, if you take out those three movies that were meant to be a trilogy,
right.
There's no other movie that goes, oh, this is in that universe. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a standalone.
Right, like the Raimi trilogy.
Yeah, Spider-Man, Raimi.
Yeah.
The Joker movie just came out a year ago.
Suicide Squads.
Yeah.
Which are both a different...
Yeah, right? Yeah. So, like, movies that aren't a part of the main universe.
I mean, obviously, I would say DC on that one, because Marvel, everything is a part of the same universe, for the most part.
Except for the Spider-Man.
Except for... What? Because those came before.
And the X-Men, which are now coming into it.
But yeah, they might get merged in there.
Yeah.
But not the X-Men we know, so no, not really.
That's fair.
If it's not Hugh Jackman, it's nothing.
Actually, I want to talk about that real quick. Do you have now that Hugh Jackman's out of the Wolverine thing, do you have an actor that you think would slide in there well? That you would see as the new Wolverine?
No.
Because I do.
Go ahead. Hit me with it.
Alright, and you're probably going to cringe or whatever. But so let's say what Wolverine is. Small guy, anger issues.
Please don't. I know what you're about to say.
What am I going to say?
Don't say it.
What am I going to say?
Don't say Danny.
I'm not going to say Danny DeVito.
Okay.
I think Andrew Lincoln would do a really good Wolverine.
And I know he's a Walking Dead character. Which one is that?
That's Rick Grimes.
That's Rick Grimes?
Yeah. Like,
is he big enough, like muscular enough?
Dude, yes. And that's not just me, like, yeah. Oh my god.
You know, I know he's already in the universe. But the guy who plays the Punisher.
Oh yeah, John Bernthal.
To hear that yell every time because it hurts him every time those claws come. So to hear that yell of pain.
That's fair. He could do a good job too.
He would do a good
job. He could be Sabretooth.
He could be Sabretooth.
Yeah. And then you could could you imagine him as Sabretooth and Andrew Lincoln as Wolverine? Because they were
to be fair, like, what's that guy's name? Sorry, the guy who plays Punisher?
John Bernthal?
Yeah, he's not that tall either. No.
And that's what these guys are. They're not tall people.
Yeah.
Like, they're notoriously always the small people in the fight, which is kind of cool.
I personally would go for the guy who plays Punisher, I think.
As Wolverine?
Yeah.
I think Andrew Lincoln would do a pretty good job, and that's not just me fangirling over him or whatever, but
no, I love that. That is one of my favorite things, is that growl that he does, that roar.
Good. And he does that in Walking Dead. yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, because you need like a small person. Andrew Lincoln isn't that tall, and he is a buff guy. Trust me.
Now, do you think with the new X-Men series that they'll allow anybody to carry over? Like, do you think like Xavier, Professor X will stay in the role?
I don't know if they will. I hope they do.
I hope so. I mean, I don't see anybody else being able to play that role either.
Professor X was pretty perfectly cast.
They tried Eisenhower, wasn't it?
Yes.
And that did not go well.
He
does not play villains well, despite what he thinks.
Actually, fun fact, I have here on my notes, bring up casting. Because Marvel nails it all the time, and DC leaves me scratching my head. And then I put in brackets. Because, actually, yeah, I'll wait. Because what do you say about that? About how Marvel nails it and DC's always trash?
I would say they don't always nail it on paper. Because sometimes you look at it and you're like, that doesn't make sense.
That's fair.
And then when it happens, it's like, that makes sense.
Specifically, do you have anybody in mind? Because I do.
Well, I was honestly just thinking Andrew Garfield, because that doesn't make sense.
That's fair. But he did a decent job. He did a good Spider-Man. I liked Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I'm not a huge fan of Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, because Peter Parker's, the one who gets bullied.
Right.
Whereas Andrew Garfield, I look at that guy and he's the one that is going to bully me. Yeah. So it's like
the other example I would say that jumps out is Mark for Bruce Banner.
That's fair. Oh, that was their second choice.
Yeah. Again, you don't think, but like when he's in the movie, he's just doing it so well.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like that's on the actor. That's not on the cast.
I put Chris Pratt for Star-Lord.
Yeah. Because
Chris Pratt is a comedic actor, does comedy really well. Before Guardians of the Galaxy, all Star-Lord's comics, Star-Lord was a very serious guy.
Yeah.
Whereas now in the comics, he's a funny guy. Like, so when it first came out, it was like Chris Pratt. I was like, really? Okay, that's kind of odd.
Even casting Dave Bautista as Drax was
true.
The choice.
Yeah.
To give somebody like Vin Diesel, not even a talking role,
yes,
is a big choice.
Oh yes, that's true. So you didn't bring up what I thought you were going to bring up. Because I set you up for a trap, and I was...
What did you think I was going to bring up?
I thought you were going to bring up Heath Ledger. Where DC... Because I said DC never does casting, right?
Sorry. I thought we were doing, like, examples of when Marvel did it
just in
wrong.
general. Are there any good DC casting?
Because I think Heath Ledger also falls in the category of what we were just talking about. Where, like, on paper, it didn't look well.
That's literally what I have here.
And then, like, he fit the... Like, he made the role.
Yeah, because I put... Yeah.
Like, with Joaquin Phoenix, even. Like...
That's another...
On paper, didn't look good.
Yeah, I have Heath Ledger change the Joker, but at the time, it was an odd cast. Because, like, now when you think of the Joker, Heath Ledger's up there. Like,
yeah.
But at the time, when Heath Ledger, it was like...
Like, yeah, but, like, it's because the Joker should be what that person playing the Joker feels it should be. That's why in the animated series, the Joker always feels the same, because it is always the same Mark Hamill. Because he's always carrying over what he feels it should be. Every person who plays the Joker brings that identity of the Joker, because the Joker doesn't know who he is.
And sometimes it lands.
Well, the Joker doesn't know who he is. That's the story of the Joker. So
sometimes it does not land.
When does it not land?
Jared Leto, which I do feel like gets a lot more hate than he should.
I agree. I feel like he could have done. I feel like from what I heard, they cut out a lot of the scenes.
That's what I said. Yeah, because I hated what it was. I did not like the Joker. But I did hear that they cut a lot of his stuff.
I think if they would have not got rid of all the tattoos, but some of the face stuff for sure, and probably some of the chest stuff, and maybe just dialed it down a little bit. I feel like they went straight to 100 instead of. The Joker needs to pace himself. He needs to start at 50 and end at 100. This Joker started at 100, ended at 110. Like he never got the chance to build.
That's fair. So that started with non-cinematic movies, which you vote. Aren't you a big fan of the Spider-Man series?
I am, but outside of that Spider-Man series, there's nothing else that Marvel does that's not part of the cinematic universe.
Excellent.
Whereas DC, like, they do most of their movies aren't part of the cinematic universe
because they suck at the cinematic universe.
They aren't very good at cinematic universe.
I have DC on non-cinematic.
I'm also gonna say DC.
That one's weird.
Because I know I would say the X-Men personally is a cinematic universe within itself.
It's a universe within itself, but like besides the series,
it's got the series and it's got Deadpool.
But it's not connected to the main one. Is kind of what I'm saying. It's like they have two different universes.
Kind of.
Well, it is now, but not back then.
Well, like in Deadpool 2, when he was in the mansion, there were some clippets of the actual.
Well, that's Deadpool, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Deadpool is out.
The tie-in.
Yeah.
Sure. You have a spin-off movie of fucking Star Wars where they mention Harry Potter. It's not,
I would honestly say X-Men did make it into the MCU because of Quicksilver. He was in the X-Men films and the MCU films, right?
Quicksilver was, but it wasn't the same guy.
It wasn't the same guy?
It was a different actor.
Really?
It was the same guy in Wanda first.
Oh, I know,
the Wanda show. But no, in X-Men, it's the, Kick-Ass's best friend in the movie Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Not the guy that gets the shield, but the nerd.
Yeah.
It's him.
Oh.
Whereas
in the same guy.
In the MCU, it's Kick-Ass.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's not the same person.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's the casting, the next question? Because you brought it up.
No, I just bring up, because when we got to the non-cinematic universes, I wanted to bring up
Let's throw it in there. Casting. Who does casting better?
Marvel.
I guess.
Mm-hmm. You're mm-hmm?
Well, I mean, it took them 4 tries to get, Spider-Man, right? And they admitted their mistake 3 times.
Yeah, so they don't land every single time, but on you throw a dart at a board, and you get 27 out of 10 times, and then you throw another dart at the board, and you get 20 fucking twice out of 10 times.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, I'd say, the actors definitely made those roles their own, and it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, on paper, a lot of Marvel casting just doesn't look right.
It pains you to say Marvel, doesn't it?
No, not always. Like in the cinematic universe, that was just an easy.
It's an easy.
It's just
say it again.
What?
Say Marvel again.
I don't think I will actually.
Really, for casting, you're not going to say it.
No, I will. I mean, it's just there's so many, even just in the X-Men, all the X-Men are pretty much perfectly cast.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're not going to. I don't know who's going to replace Hugh Jackman.
Andrew Lincoln or John Bernthal.
John Bernthal, maybe. I don't know who's going to replace Xavier either.
Yeah.
Definitely not Jesse Eisenhower.
Yeah, I don't know. He should stay in the superhero universe.
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be a fun little thing we can do right now. If you could throw him into a superhero, who do you think he would play well?
Who do I think he would play well?
Yeah.
Do you have one off the top of your head?
I do not, but I can probably think of one quick. Nope. I'm going to search myself.
I'm going to say the Riddler.
Dang, you know what? Actually, that's a good one. That is a really good one.
Because he doesn't need to be bald, because for some reason...
He likes being bald.
Both the universes thought he needed to be bald. He does not need to be bald. And, yeah, that's just because Jesse has such a methodical pace. I think that fits
the
Riddler.
Speaking of the Riddler, have you seen the new Batman trailer?
I have not, actually.
Well, I recommend it. It looks pretty good. I think it's going to change the game.
You think it's going to be good?
I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I, honestly, just from the trailer alone, I can tell you right now, I think it's going to be, this is a bold claim, as good as the Dark Knight series.
Okay.
However, I can tell you right now, even if it was, it could be 10 times better. it is not going to be recognized as that because the Dark Knight is on such an untouchable pedestal at this point. With the whole...
Maybe?
Yeah?
I don't know. I mean, like, in the short term, I think it will forever. Like, in the long term, maybe not. Like, look at Joaquin Phoenix's The Joker. Like, in the short term, that had so much of a backing. Like,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
just so much.
Yeah.
Do you think eventually they merge Joaquin into this Batman universe?
I hope so. I hope that's why they cast such a young Batman.
Yeah.
Because...
But then again, I hoped that was why they cast such an old-looking Batman with Ben Affleck.
That's fair.
Because they didn't do it.
That's fair.
One of my favorite storylines. The easiest to do. And they didn't do it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Last category I have here, animated movies.
Oh, DC.
Really?
A billion times over.
Name a DC animated movie.
Gotham by Gaslight. Superman Doomsday.
Never seen them. You know what movie I have seen?
What's that?
Into the Spider-Verse.
There you go. That is.
That's
Can
Marvel's.
you name another one?
Another animated Marvel movie?
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head, no.
No, I'd have to say DC for sure.
Yeah, in my sheet I have Marvel.
But like Into the Spider-Verse is a really good one, and if Marvel starts making movies like Into the Spider-Verse, sure, absolutely. But until they make more than one, it's gonna be DC. Like it's just by default, it has to be.
Yeah, that's fair. I did go Marvel on this, but I actually think DC is probably better at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it has to be by default. Like Into the Spider-Verse is the only one you can really talk about.
So those categories that we just went through, you had Marvel twice, which showed I was split down the middle, exactly 4-4.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Oh sure.
That is I mean, I guess that's why I was the better choice to Marvel. That was because I'm more 50-50 on it than you are.
Yeah.
You biased idioncle. So do you have anything to bring up for the comeback phase? This one has been moderately civilized, I will say.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be a couple combat phases where we are at each other's throats. It's a lot of things that we completely disagree on.
Yeah.
This would be nice.
I mean, we kind of touched on it, but like, do you have any dream castings for superhero movies now that we're kind of restarting most of the universes over again?
That's a good one. See, this is something that like I wish I would have prepared before, because like I don't want to sit here for 5 minutes and go.
First thing off the top of your head.
Steven Yeun, Human Torch.
Steven, is that Glenn?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have anybody else you'd throw into the Fantastic Four just off the top of your head? Like who would play Thing and that kind of stuff? Or?
The Thing would be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
That's, you know what? I like it.
Because he's The Rock.
He's The Rock, yeah, I like it. I like that a lot.
Do you have a Human Torch off the top of your head? Or any of the other two members? Speaking of Fantastic Four, while you're thinking, I'll talk to the audience here. I think we need a good Doctor Doom. Just like, do Doctor Doom justice. Because the old Fantastic Four movies, kind of not great.
They didn't care about Silver Surfer. They cared about
That's
Doctor
fair.
Doom.
Yeah. Whereas, like, Doctor Doom was like a side guy.
Yeah.
Whereas in the comics, he's one of the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
I feel like there are universes in the comics where Doctor Doom beats Thanos on power levels.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, so like, whereas in the comics, or I mean in the Fantastic Four movie, he was just like an afterthought. Yeah.
I know this might be weird, but for Dr. Reed, like Mr. Fantastic, you know the guy from Modern Family? Like the dad? Like not Al Bundy, but
the
like,
douche guy from the zombie one.
Yeah, 30 Days a Night.
No, the mall.
Yeah, the mall, whatever that one was.
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, douche guy from Dawn of the Dead.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah.
I think he might, like, he looks good. Like, he looks like the character.
He looks good. Whoa, James.
Whoa.
Alright. James. You blushing?
I like.
Oh, you know the Dreamcast everybody always talks about?
Go ahead.
Is Jim from The Office.
Oh, yeah.
And then Emily Blunt, his wife.
I was going to say, no offense. She's a good character. Any blonde chick. Just any blonde chick, and that's the Invisible Girl.
These are comics, and typically they were written back in the day with less...
Like any blonde chick who can act. I guess I should probably say that. You gotta act. You gotta be able to act.
She doesn't have a lot of story, I don't think.
No, but I don't want a shitty actor either. Just
That's
for the
right.
sake of having a blonde chick.
No, but that's what I mean. Is like a problem is like with comics being a lot typically older.
Yeah.
She was never really out of the Fantastic Four.
To be fair, she's invisible.
Yeah.
What do they need to write?
Yeah.
She took her clothes off.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So yeah, it would be easy to cast her.
It would be, yeah.
Margot Robbie.
I mean,
Probably not actually.
probably not a good idea.
That's not.
She is
great.
doing. She is
I
doing
did
very
just
well
say it
as
was.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it was easy and I bombed on the first one.
Yeah.
But who's the girl from that mom show, the little one?
I know what you mean, but I don't know her name.
She can act.
Yeah.
She used to be on SNL.
I think she was on Scary Movie and stuff. I think she's
Yeah.
a comedian actor.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a comedian.
I mean, the role is the joke, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that was that.
Yeah. Do you think that's suffice for the
Oh
comic?
well, actually, I do want to point out. I will say, in a universe v universe mode, DC creams.
You think?
Well, I mean, yeah. I think your guys' power level on the average is higher. I do have a couple bangers.
I'd probably disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like, I feel like you have more Superman level people. Like, let's say Superman being S tier or whatever. Because like I have, when it comes to me, Worldbreaker Hulk,
Yeah.
Cosmic Ghost Rider,
Mm-hmm.
Silver Surfer, just in general. He doesn't even need an ultimate format, just him. And then like Thor. Those are like my 4 heavy hitters. And then other than that, I feel like everybody's kind of like...
I mean, Scarlet Witch, Daredevil, or not Daredevil.
Daredevil!
Excuse me, Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Almost basically unkillable. Wolverine.
Killable. Wolverine. See, I feel like Wolverine gets creamed by...
He can
Superman.
he has to have every single cell of his body die before he can die.
Wolverine. Superman just picks him up, throws him in the orbit, then they don't even have to worry about him. That's essentially death. If he's not coming back to the fight, he's out of the fight.
I mean, then somebody goes up and gets him.
Okay, sure, sure.
I hate her, but Captain Marvel.
That's true.
She-
Sentinel,
Yeah.
or Sentry, whatever his name
Yeah.
is. Okay. I don't know, maybe I was wrong.
I feel like it would be pretty even.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I mean...
I feel like less characters in DC have as OP superpowers. Like, there's Superman, obviously.
Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter. Like, there's the Justice League. And arguably half of the Justice League don't have good superpowers.
That's fair.
And then outside of that, there's just okay superheroes.
Yeah, I suppose... Yeah, maybe I misjudged.
Yeah. Even half of the Justice League are normal people.
That's fair. I think,
And a
well,
robot.
you say normal people as if...
They're humans.
But I mean, Batman, like...
Yeah.
No, he's one of their tops.
Yeah, but
Power level.
I mean, 1-to-1 Batman versus, like, the Punisher or Daredevil, I'm sure Punisher would probably be Batman, I think.
You think Punisher would be Batman?
Well, because Punisher can just take him off.
But we're talking like top forms, like Hellsuit Batman.
I guess that depends too, because Batman always like
I feel like we just kind of switched here.
he could do what. I guess
Why are you
Batman,
defending Marvel?
Batman's a weird one because he.
Has so many different
Yeah.
variations.
Yeah.
That's fair. I feel like normal Batman versus normal Punisher. Obviously, with the with enough prep time.
Yeah.
I feel like Batman. Yeah.
That's the thing. Punisher doesn't need prep time. He needs a gun.
That's
Any gun.
That's fair.
If it can go range, he can pick him off.
But I mean, Batman beats Deathstroke all the time.
Yeah.
Let's be
Deathstroke's
honest.
trash. Deathstroke has the gun, but he can't fight hand to hand.
Okay, that's fair.
He's just bulky. Deathstroke gets beat by the kids in Teen Titans.
Some of those kids. Starfire is nothing. She's a.
Sorry, let me rephrase. Deathstroke gets beat by Robin on Teen Titans.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say, Raven and Starfire are some.
Those are.
Yeah.
And Beast Boy.
I mean,
One
Beast
of my
Boy's
favorite
only
characters.
as strong as the biggest animal he can think
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
So
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Yeah.
You're fighting a T-Rex. I'm not saying I could beat a T-Rex, but I'm saying I think Batman could.
Maybe. I think he has.
He has to,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah. You know what would be a cool if they ever did like a World Collide thing?
They have.
Well, but if they did this specific thing that I'm about to mention.
Okay.
a symbiote Batman.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be dope. Yeah, like I can imagine the symbiote actually giving him bat wings. Perhaps, or something like that.
I kind of feel like that's happened.
Has that happened?
I don't think it was a symbiote, but I feel like something like a symbiote has given Batman wings like that.
That's fair. Probably. They do take notes from each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that's that though, right? That was our
Did
debate.
you want to do the
Honors?
of what?
The CD
Yeah, that's what I was actually doing.
Oh, okay, yeah. Is it this one?
It's this one actually. Behind us.
Alright, so like we said, we asked 21 people. We both handpicked 10, and then we had a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Plus we needed 21 for the special nod. If you're getting these jokes, then that's awesome.
If not, well, figure it out.
Do better. DC.
Really?
First one I pulled was DC.
Really?
I swear to God.
Wow, that's a DC right there.
DC. One. You want to hold up your fingers?
One DC.
Marvel. So
You'll hold up Marvel.
I'll hold up Marvel.
Yeah.
I'll run out of fingers.
Do you want to switch?
Yeah, you do Marvel.
I'll do Marvel.
I'll do DC. Despite us being
Yeah, I know. It's
Marvel.
That's 2 for Marvel.
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 Oh, that's another Marvel.
Marvel. Dude.
Can you give me another DC?
Marvel.
Just one more DC, please.
It's coming.
Oh yeah, right.
Marvel. Marvel.
Buddy, I'm gonna run out of fingers here real quick.
Make one of 10. DC!
Oh, there you go.
Marvel.
There we go. That's 10.
10 votes for Marvel.
And I don't.
Marvel.
And there we go. That's Marvel 1.
That's Marvel. Marvel has just one. So now count how much we cream them by.
Oh, okay, sure.
Marvel.
Rub my face in the dirt.
Of course. Marvel. 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 Oh my God. Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel. Marvel.
I'd just like to say, people aren't taking into account the animated stuff. And the comics. And the good times.
I would like to say it's funny. Alright, the last vote first off. Marvel.
Fuck you.
Wait, did nobody that you picked vote?
Nobody that I...
Oh,
Not a
nice,
single
because I had
person.
2 DCs.
Not a single
I
person.
expected somebody you had to have Marvel.
Some people... Okay, here's 3 of the big comments that I wrote down from people who picked Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends said he went to Spider-Man 3 years in a row as a kid, so he has some sentimental value to Spider-Man. Which I get it. What about the rest of the Marvel Universe, though? Nobody cares. Somebody else said they went Marvel, but they do prefer Batman over Marvel.
I had somebody say Marvel, but Batman is the coolest hero.
Yeah. And my buddy John was just offended I asked.
I had somebody say that too. They were like, "Are you crazy?" Yeah. So that's the thing. I wanted to point out, it's funny how much it was Marvel when the 2 people who are actually doing this podcast agree that it's DC.
Yeah.
That's just, I found that interesting. We have, out of the 21 people we asked, we have 2 people we could hold a good conversation with.
Right.
We should get those 2 on the podcast.
Should we?
No.
Again, they weren't thinking of all the cons that we had thought of.
Yeah, you guys didn't take into account the cons.
Yeah. Again, think about the animated stuff.
I feel like, yeah, DC, I thought it would be, I knew going into this Marvel was going to win. Because, let's be honest, but I thought DC would put up a fight. But we just got ran over.
Me too.
You got ran over.
I got ran over.
I won.
I got ran over, and then when I lost fingers, you turned the truck around and you hit me again.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you think it was gonna be closer?
I mean, there's some people that I thought my own brother would have went to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
He loves Batman more than anything, but no, Marvel.
Yeah. And he was offended you asked, wasn't he?
No, it was John.
Ah, John. Sorry.
God.
J-Dogs. I confused them. Anyway, yeah, so that's that, right?
Yeah. Any out?
So end step.